Ladies and gentlemen, buenas tardes, señores y señoras. Su servidor Gonzalo Barrientos para oír con ustedes este gran grupo de jóvenes. Welcome to this Mariachi Festival and Concert, which is put on here at Crockett High School today, the November the 12th. And to get on with the program, si no tienen programas como este, por favor busquen uno. This is very important that you keep up with our students, what school they come from, and what instrument they are playing. The reason that I am here is that over my 30 years in the Texas House and the Texas Senate, I always wanted to show part of the Texas culture, the culture of Mexico, the culture of Tejanos, the music that makes our world such a beautiful thing to live in. As you know, the mariachi music is native, of course, to Mexico, and I want you to know que cuando estaba yo en la escuela, in bass drop, yo tocaba la trompeta, but I never got as good as some of these students to play with the mariachi. We want to thank, first of all, the mariachi program directors, and that, of course, is que le dicen la reina de Fulmore Middle School, Meredith McCallman, y luego Joseph Baird de Crockett High School. I hear Crockett, yes, I'm in. Douglas Dement, Travis High School. Ana Solis Herrera, Austin High. I hear Maroons. Fidencio Solis, O. Henry Middle School. And Michael Wurst, Betachek Middle School. For you, the parents, para ustedes, los padres de estos jóvenes, tengan un orgullo de que toquen esta música. This music belongs to all of us, all Texans, because this is part of our culture. We want you to read that we have all of these young men and women from the different schools who will be playing for your entertainment in a combined fashion, and we will hear, first of all, from es como un día. The whole concert today will be like a day in our lives. Comenzando como en la mañana, por ejemplo, Amanecer, which the writers and arrangers for this, Jorge Vargas, El Caballito, a Mexican folk song, arranger Jeff Nevin, Los Machetes, arranger Jorge Martin Vela. So listen ahorita a este grupo de jóvenes playing beginning with the middle school groups, Amanecer. Un aplauso para ellos, por favor. Señores y señoras, these are your high school students, mariachis. They're a little bit older and maybe a little bit wiser. Some of them say more handsome, prettier. Es lo que dicen ellos. They will be playing for you as we proceed through the day. El Relámpago, Vargas Fuente, arranger Juan Ortiz. You will have two vocalists, Sofia Quintanilla and Livini Salazar Vázquez, An Amor Eterno, Juan Gabriel, arranger Jaime Martín Vela, Jesucita en Chihuahua, Pepe Martínez, and Noé Sanchez, and then El Cascabel from Lorenzo Barcelata, arranger John Vela, and we will come back with some more special information on some of those information that we have to set forward, especially before El Cascabel is played. I'd like to say a couple of words. Pero ahorita, a oír los mariachis de estas escuelas grandes. Thank you, mariachis. Siguiendo, we will have Amor Eterno with vocalist Sofia Quintanilla and Livini Salazar Vázquez. Ahí se va.
a mi conciencia. Sé que pude haber yo hecho más por ti. Oscura soledad estoy viviendo, la misma soledad de tu sepulcro. Tú eres el amor del cual yo tengo el más triste recuerdo de Acapulco. Como quisiera que tú vivieras, que tus ojitos jamás se hubieran cerrado nunca y están mirándolos. Amor eterno, inolvidable, tarde o temprano estaré contigo para seguir amándonos. La, la, amor eterno, amor eterno, amor eterno, amor eterno, amor eterno, amor
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the best right here in all the country. I mean, to see these young students perform almost wants to make you cry. They're so beautiful. Otro aplauso para ellos, especially the vocalists. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I grew up outside of Bastrop, and every year we'd go to pick cotton. Andábamos en las pizcas. And it's hard work, but when we turned the radio on and heard Jesucita en Chihuahua, it made you want to pick more cotton. So pónganle Jesucita en Chihuahua. You can see why it makes some of us work harder. Y luego mañana you rest. Señores y señoras, ladies and gentlemen, this next selection, I'd like to say a few words about. It's called El Cascabel. And El Cascabel was written by Lorenzo Barcelata. He wrote over 215 songs altogether. And this particular song, El Cascabel, was one of those pieces of music that on a 12-inch disc was launched into deep space aboard the Voyager space probe back in the late 1970s. So it's a very special song that plays to the soul. But in addition to this, if we would take a couple of moments to have a few moments of silence for Mr. Isaiah Cardiel, who was a student. He passed away November of last year. His favorite instrument was the guitar, and this was one of his favorite songs. Por favor, a moment of silence for el joven Cardiel.
Cascabel como una cinta morada, como una cinta morada. Yo tenía mi cascabel como una cinta morada, como una cinta morada. Yo tenía mi cascabel y como ira te lo y como ira te lo se lo di a mi primada pa' que hablando la madrugada. platicando con Leonor anoche por la ventana. Me pidió que le cantaba. Ay, como resumba y suena. Ay, como resumba y suena. Resumbando, 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 resumbando. Mi cascabel.
Magnifico. This is better than the opera. It's better than Austin City Limits. It's y miren, estos estudiantes, they can do it all. They can play rock, rhythm and blues, country, tejano, norteño, mariachi. This is all music of the soul. I would like to call up to the stage now the individuals who are the teachers, the people that guide, the people who instruct, because without the teachers, the instructors, no tuviéramos nada. Necesitamos los maestros y las maestras.
Thank you for coming out tonight and for supporting your students and this wonderful form of music that we have. And we have students up here that not only are mariachi players, they are in all-city orchestra, they are in region orchestra, they are in rock bands at Antones, and they are in their theater, their school choirs. They don't just do this. In fact, for a lot of them, this is something extra that they do. To me, it's the best part of my day most of the time, and it's really great for me as a mariachi teacher to see the ones that I started in middle school, or that started me, and then to see them up here on stage in high school where I can yell at them all over again. It's just the best part of my day. I am just so honored to be a part of this and to help keep this wonderful tradition of mariachi music that we have growing, and to look at, you know, keep Austin weird. We're not going to be your standard mariachis. I love looking out at them and seeing our interesting assortment of Austin mariachi outfits, and it's one of the things that makes it very special for me. So thank you so much, and thank you to Joseph Baird, who has worked tirelessly to make Crockett work for us, and to Douglas Dement, Michael Wurst, Gonzalo Barrientos, who is always ready at the drop of a hat.
Thank you all again. Meredith said it all. But I'd like to thank especially the kids here that put up with us for these past couple of days, especially me. I work them very hard, as we all do, but they respond beautifully. They always rise to the occasion. Whatever challenge we put in front of them, they always exceed our expectations. Thank you all very much, especially for taking a moment before Cascabel to honor Isaiah Cardiel. He was my student here at Crockett with the mariachi. It was a very, very sad occasion, obviously, when he passed away last November. So thank you very much, Mariachi, All City Mariachi, for honoring his memory. And thank you, parents and teachers, for allowing us to do that. We really do appreciate that. And just remember that mariachi is a living, breathing art form. So we need to support it. We need to keep pushing it here, especially in Central Texas. We need to make it thrive in our schools, not just as an extracurricular activity, but as a class, as part of the curriculum. This mariachi needs to live and breathe in Texas, porque somos tejanos, pero también somos mexicanos. Thank you all very much, and remember, mariachi is el rey.
Thank you very much. Senator Barrientos, thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it, guys. All I can say is it's marvelous to be able to work with these young people every day, and the Belichick has a very strong tradition of mariachi, and we really try to, bring this to the community. And just thank you for sharing these marvelous young people. Mariachis, you guys sound fantastic tonight. You just did a marvelous job.
Hay una canción que se llama De Colores. La conocen bien en México, pero aquí también la conocemos bien. Porque yo crecí en las pizcas, en los campos de agrícola. Anduve con César Chávez. I worked with César Chávez for many years. And this was the song that gave inspiration to so many of the farm workers who worked so hard for so little money. Y mucha de esa gente era de nuestra gente. So the first song you will hear will be De Colores, and a soloist on De Colores is Jesús Luevano, as you hear it. Think of the farm workers and the poor people who are not as fortunate as we are today. Por favor, De Colores.
Campos de la primavera, de colores es el pajarillo que viene de afuera, de colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir, y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí, por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me encantan a mí. Canta el gallo con el carra, 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 carra. La gallina con el kirri, 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 kirri. Los polluelos con el pío, 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 pío. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me encantan a mí.
That brings some tears to my eyes because I marched with Cesar Chavez several times. You want to hear a funny story, students? I went to have breakfast with Cesar Chavez in La Paz, in California. And we were sitting at the table, and they brought out 2 plates. We were going to have lunch. And on the plates was a banana and an apple. And I thought, I think we're going to have dessert first. I didn't know that Cesar Chavez was a vegetarian. But we lost one of the greatest Americans that this country has ever seen to fight for the poor people. Now, let's get a little happier. I understand that we're going to have a vocalist, the professional, who will be singing here with us, Gustavo Rodriguez en La Bamba.
Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba se necesita un poquito de grasa, un poquito de grasa y otra cosita. Y arriba, y arriba, ay, arriba, y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. Necesito un poquito de gracia, un poquito de gracia y otra cosita. Y arriba, y arriba, y arriba, y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. I said hip hop, I give it to the hip hop, it don't stop. I break it out, but up, to the boogie, the bam, bam, I rhythm to the boogie, the bam. It's good to be bop, scoop and do. I guess what I'm gonna we love you. You can rock in the room with so much soul. You can rock till you're 101 years old. I don't mean the road, I don't mean the rap, but I like the music on a butterfly, yeah, yeah. Gotcha it! Se necesita un poquito de gracia, un poquito de gracia, una cosita. Y arriba, y arriba, ay, arriba, y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba.
Un aplauso, Gustavo Rodríguez, por favor. And now to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, let me say something to the parents. Do you know that about 35% of the young people who go into our schools in Texas never finish the 12th grade? About 40 to 45% of Hispanic students never finish the 12th grade. About 40% of the African American students never finish the 12th grade. No dejen que los niños se salgan de la escuela. Make them finish. They'll thank you for it. Después que vayan al colegio y a ser profesionales and make us proud of being Americans. And now for the students. Excuse my back. Since the world began, there has never been anybody here just like you, or just like you, or like you, or like you, or like you, or like you. There has never been anybody just like you, and there never will be. You are unique. Our Creator made each one of us unique and special. We also come this way but one time. Make it a good one. God love you. God bless your families. Gracias a ustedes. Arriba el mariachi. Good night.